Hey folks, and welcome to another episode on the Just Create SMP with me, Throwlash. In our last episode, we went ahead and we built this absolutely beautiful little tea shop, and we furnished the inside of it, and it still has no stock. I haven't fixed that yet. But just in case you forgot or missed it, isn't that absolutely beautiful? It's so cute and quaint in here, and I got my menu up as well. Still haven't done anything with the upstairs, but I did furnish this little area. This is like I got a little DJ dance area thing. I don't know, you can hang out here at night and dance, I guess. And we also worked with Stam on this. This is a little frog light shop, and this is so cute. We got little Frogger tins in here, and I don't think Stam has hooked this up quite yet. Doesn't look like it. That's okay. We'll get there soon. But you may have noticed in my video, as well as some other videos, that if you see behind me, actually, a lot of contraptions are shut off in this area, including my little windmill farms here. I still have that one going. My windmills up there are shut off. And the reason for that is because we were still getting a lot of lag issues, and we decided, you know what, we're not really using a lot of this stuff. Just shut it off since we're not using it, right? And Nodecraft actually got a hold of us at some point, and they were like, hey, your server's using like 95% of its CPU all the time, so we're gonna upgrade you to a better place over here instead of where it was. So hey, Nodecraft, thanks. Seriously, the performance has never been this good. But what I want to tackle today finally is setting up a more permanent storage solution, and as you can see off camera, I've been working on some stuff. We've got this chain conveyor that is going down into the second floor. I need to prettyify this, don't worry about it. And that is coming down here, and I'll get another chain conveyor around about here-ish. That'll go around the outside of this area where all of our contraptions are going to be. But the first thing I want to do is I want to swap all of our storage upstairs to this down here. And as you can see, I have a little conveyor belt going already. If I can get in here, I can. What I've done here is I've actually tied... Am I going to be able to? I'm not going to be able to. Let's free camp. What I've done is I've tied into just directly into our windmill right here. So this is absolutely fantastic. Our storage will constantly be on, which is, you know, exactly what we want. Well, the next thing that I need to do is I need to hook all of these together. So I'm gonna have to get back here somehow. There we go. We're gonna hook these together, and I think I'm probably gonna try and hook these up, but I'm not entirely sure because I'm not gonna be, I'll think about that one. And honestly, I think that should do it. We've got both, all the belts, excuse me, spinning. We've got all the stuffs going on over here. We've got Throg Send and Throg Storage. And I think this is pretty much all we need. So anytime we request anything, it's going to come out of the packager, go on the belt, and it's going to go to here, and it's going to send it off downstairs to our little processing area. And then once it's done, it'll send it off to Throg Storage. And that should unpackage it into this barrel, and it should hit this belt and go across here and go into any of these storage vaults. Now I'm going to replicate these storage vaults right over here on this side, but I wanted to get this set up first, so that way it was a little bit easier to get into these storage vaults and do what I needed to do. But first, shopping. Hopefully I've got enough diamonds for this. Let's find out. And we do. Oh my gosh, that almost just completely destroyed diamond reserves. Uh-oh. Well, I might not have enough space in my inventory for this either. Well, I think that's everything, and it fits. All right, let's get the heck out of here. Well, that cleared chosen out of item vaults, but hey, at least it's all in there now. My gosh, this was probably not a good idea, but that's okay. It's all in. And now I gotta figure out a way to get all the stuff that we have upstairs down here into this frog. The reason I want to get it into this frog is because I want it in item form. I don't want packages going all over the place. So I got a couple ways I could do this. The easy way is I just drill down from each individual one of these and hook it up with chutes, but that's going to be horrendously ugly, and I'm not entirely sure exactly if I want to do that yet. My other thought is I don't want to do that quite yet because not everything is hooked up. I don't have a way to actually access the items. And another thought that I just had, I really should have a way to shut off the entire base, right? Everything except for the elevator, so I can still get around. So that way, when I'm not on, I'm not taking up all of this lag, right? All of that and everything and this spinning and all that sort of stuff. So when I log off for the night, I get to shut the whole base off and not have to worry about it. Oh my gosh, wait until you see this spaghetti. So I've got power running from the elevator all the way over here that's running behind the vaults, and it's clearing that one out. It is actually clearing that end vault out. Let me get some scaffolding. Hang on, I can't use scaffolding because the thing's in the way. Oh my heavens. So if I just look at this, it is clearing stuff out. And when it's done, it's gonna, I'll just put a thing on to the next vault. And all we've got is just a chute tower. Just a massive chute tower coming from that end of the belt. And it's coming down into here. And everything's just going in this vault. Now, is this the best way to do it? I don't know. Probably not, but that's okay. This is gonna be way more than enough storage before we go to the next area anyways, so I'm not 100% worried about it. And now really all I gotta do is kind of just play the waiting game, to be honest. Like, I gotta wait until that one vault clears out and then move on to the next one. I probably could put a funnel onto all of them and have them go, but I'm so concerned I'm gonna break something if I do that. Well, let's try it. So if I put this here, and I think it's just gonna wait. Yeah, I mean, kind of they're both going at the same time, I guess. All right, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until one's empty, and then we'll go to the next one. We'll empty the next one. Yeah, but let's wait. And I got all the filters set up again, so all those filters, I still got to do more filtering, but all those filters are set up, which is super fantastic. So yeah, we should be in the clear here, folks. We finally have a proper storage system. Now, I want to interrupt my storage process for just a second and talk about the tea shop. I asked for a name, and oh my gosh, did you guys deliver. And I want to just quickly apologize. Sorry for no Avatar: The Last Airbender references.
This tea is nothing more than hot leaf juice.
Iroh is ashamed, let's be perfectly honest. Anyways, folks, wow, you gave me so many suggestions, but the one that I went with, I'm in love with. I'm absolutely in love with it. There's a comment by Robin Laley, 4758. Thank you so much for this comment. The Arborista. Look at how perfect this is. The Arborista. Quality teas, quality leaves, quality trees. Oh, it's so perfect. And there were so many good names. Obviously, what is it? The Green Dragon or the Emerald Dragon or whatever it is. My brain just shut off. Again, sorry, Iroh. But Arborista is just it's such a perfect name. And Dusk, once again, Dusk, thank you so much for my art. You're just a lifesaver. You're incredible. You're wonderful. Oh my gosh, this is just so perfect. We got a little tree, pouring some tea into it. Man, I'm gonna finish this farm. But yes, we have immersive paintings now. Isn't that fantastic? And with immersive paintings, I don't know what these are. These are train signals. I don't know why they're in the sky. Don't worry about it. As I was saying, with immersive paintings, we also have the option for graffiti. And I think we'll grab 16 of these. And I just want to show off some things that members of my Discord have been doing. You might have seen at least one of these already. That Arborista, it's so good. If we head off in this little direction and we right click here, I think we can then do this. And I think, no, that's weird. Why did that not work? There we go. I just had to resize it. Oh my gosh, this is, it's so fantastic. Look at how good this is. Oh, that's so wonderful. Now, this one was also made by Dusk. Thank you again, Dusk. Absolutely wonderful. And there's only a couple more that we have to change that you guys might not have seen yet. And then we have this one made by Dragon. Oh, this is so good. And last but not least, we have this one as well, made by Lord Nix. Absolutely perfect. But yeah, folks, thank you so much for the art. And this is just, again, thanks for the names. They were all so good. But anyways, let's get back to this. Well, actually, before we get back to this, do you want that tea shop behind me? And how about this double windmill, the Hab thing, or maybe even this bus? Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I have released schematics on my Discord for any patron YouTube member or anybody who has donated gift subs, or excuse me, anybody who has a sub on Twitch, etc., etc., anyone who is essentially contributing in some way to my channel. Thank you so much, folks who do that. Links in the description below. But yeah, there are schematics now in my Discord. You can go ahead and if you are a supporter of any kind, you can go ahead in the Discord and make sure your Discord and your other link or accounts are linked together, and you should be able to get those schematics. Okay, back to fixing things. And it's done. It's all done. All of our stuff and things are in. Absolutely fantastic. So I can go ahead and remove all of this, and everything is in here. Fantastic stuff. Now, it's kind of a little bit embarrassing how little of things that I do have, because everything fits inside this one vault. Didn't touch any of the other ones. Yeah, these next two are just empty, completely empty. So that's a little embarrassing how little that I have, but that's okay. That's all right. We're taking it slow. So I'm just gonna spend the next little bit putting my base back together, essentially. And at this point, I can kind of turn this into like an actual base of sorts instead of, I don't know. I kind of don't know what to do with the space. I can turn this into like a cutesy little living space. I can decorate the inside of it. Now, what I want to do next is kind of why I'm saying I don't really know what I'm going to do with this space anymore, because I'm going to put these machines downstairs. That's right, lining all of these walls here, I want the machines that will smash things and split things, saw things, as well as like wash and burn and all that sort of stuff. I want those machines to kind of line this wall here, and that kind of makes the hab unit a little obsolete. I won't need any of this stuff in here anymore. I'll have a lot of this automated, and I'm probably going to tear all of this out as well, because at this point, I really just don't need it. So at this point, I kind of just have to figure out what kind of machines I want downstairs, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snag some of this stuff. All right, here's our processing stuff. At this point, we have a press that's going to make things like sheets and whatnot. We have another press that can make us ingots and all that sort of stuff. We got a mixer for regular thingies. Actually, we might make this one the water one, and then this one for heated things. And then over here, we're going to crush stuff. Over here, we're going to mill stuff, and then we'll saw things here. We'll poke things there. And then this entire place will be reserved for, let's see, blasting, and then the other one, and then the other one, and then the other one, right? They'll all be here. I don't know if this is going to, I don't know how this one's going to work, but we'll figure that out. So now I got to make all the machines, and I feel like these are going to be relatively repetitive. So I'm going to build one with you together. I think I just need a frog in the back, a frog up front. The frog in the back receives, the one up front sends, and then just whatever we're doing in the center. I'm pretty sure that's how that's going to work, but I'm probably going to need more packagers and all that sort of stuff. So let's get some supplies. Now for our press, I don't really think it needs to be anything more than this. So essentially we're going to have a frog up here that is grabbing from there, and we'll put you there. Actually, I need a packager up there first. And I think we should have the frog be able to just grab off of the chain. The packager should just put the stuff in here. It should go across, smash it, and then that should go in there. And then we have essentially the same sort of structure, right? And I think that's it. So now the only thing we need is power. And I think what I'm going to do for power is I'm just going to take it from the top of this. I'm going to snake a shaft down and then run chain drive down the whole entire row. I know that's kind of unoriginal and kind of lazy, but I think that's going to be the best way to do this. And then we got to call this thing, what, Throg Press, I think? So Throg Press, then we got a sign on here for Throg Storage, so that should send whatever goes here up to storage. And then I believe if I put this on a clipboard and do that? Is that how this works? Throg Press, look at that. Now, does anybody know how to get, what is it, Throg Stock Tick out of here? Because this doesn't exist anymore. I don't want it in here. So if I send something to Throg Press, let's send an iron ingot over there. So it should come out, and it should be in that barrel. Oh, I think my chains are going opposite directions. Oh, let me slow that down real quick and see if that's the case. Okay, yes, those are absolutely going in the wrong direction. So let me go ahead and swap the frogs out. Okay, that's much better. I got power routed down here, and we have a speed controller up there. I can just go ahead and change the speed whenever I need to, and it's just running in a shaft along down here. And I probably should use chain drive, but I think it looks way worse. I could probably cover it up with panels or something like that. I really should use chain drive, but it's okay. It's all right. We're gonna use gearboxes and all that sort of stuff, and this looks horrendous, but it's okay. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to plop this on here, and we should get our ingot pressed. Obviously, it's really slow because I slowed everything down. And then we have ourselves in here. Whoops, no longer in there. We have an iron sheet. Fantastic stuff. Now, if I put this in here, nothing happens. And the reason nothing happens is because we don't have any power going to this, which we are going to fix later. I think I have a button in here, so I got a lever. That's close enough. And hopefully, when I flick this lever, we should get a package. And why did you spring all the way over the... Oh, because I broke this earlier. That's why. All right. I accidentally broke the chain drive earlier, so we'll just plop you right back up here. There we go. So that should do the thing now. And just to test, I'm going to pretend that these are iron sheets that went in here, and it should package, and it should... That's the wrong spot. I swear I'm not completely incompetent, just mostly incompetent. Oh my gosh. But we should have some glass panels in storage now. And we have 2 frame glass trapdoors. That's what they were. Sorry, I've forgotten how words work. Now, the other thing I want to be mindful of is being able to shut off each individual machine. So for example, on this one, if I want to shut off just this machine, I'm going to go ahead and put a clutch here. and the next machine will do the same. We'll put a couple of gearbox in, all that sort of stuff. It should wire up essentially the same way. So I can shut off this machine, I can shut off this machine, I can shut off this machine, turn them on, etc., etc. What I would really like is to take a comparator output on the back of this barrel, and then if there is something in the barrel, it turns this machine on, and then if there's nothing in the barrel, obviously it will shut it off after a few seconds, right? Let everything process through. But we'll get there when we get there. That's a future Thrill-Ash issue. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna wire up a few more of these, and we'll see where we go from here. And wow, ladies and gentlemen, that's every machine in. I'm actually, whew, that's a lot. This took me a while, I'm not gonna lie. So over here we have Throg Press, which looks like he's not going to the right spot. You know what? I broke the chain on accident. So now we have Throg Press, we have Throg Pack, which is gonna pack stuff. We've got Throg Dry Mix, we've got Throg Wet Mix, and we've got Throg Hot Mix. And Hot Mix over here is just, I gotta figure something out. Anyways, we have Throg Crush, we got Throg Mill. Over there is Throg Saw, I believe. Yep. Throg Saw, Throg Poke, and then Throg Smelt, Wash, Cook, and Haunt, I think, all being run on this one fan here. So it's going to be super slow, but hey, if we need just a couple of things done, we can just send them where we need them to go. Now, there are a couple of things that I need to do. One major thing, is I need to actually put item filters on these, so that way things stop and get processed before they go. I want to put a mechanical arm here that is also somehow attached to this clutch, but we'll worry about that later. That is going to be, oh, actually, we could just put it up there. That's just going to feed this thing charcoal when there's stuff here. And I need to run a pipe into this guy so that way he can have some water. I also need to right-click all these frogs with a clipboard so that way we can get them set on our little stock ticker up there. And I still have this, which just shuts the whole thing off. Just shuts the whole thing down. We still have our storage going, so that's fantastic. But the entire factory-esque thing is shut off. And I have this running at like 256. No, I have it running half. Yeah, I have this running at 128. Let's see what, nope, overstress. It's all right. And that is A-okay. We'll keep it at 128 for now. We don't need it really faster than how we have it. So I am, man, I'm pretty happy with this. I gotta be honest, I'm pretty excited. This is gonna be fantastic. But that is kind of phase 1 in this underground lab sort of area. Phase 2, I think I might stick a tiny little cobblestone farm right here, and we'll have the frogs just, you know, throw the cobble up and down on top of that thing. And that will start phase 2, because phase 2 is really gonna be small automation. I want this wall here to be some sort of like automation type thing where we'll have just a couple of stacks of a couple of things on hand, things that we use all the time, right? So yeah, that's going to be phase 2, little cobblestone farm. I think I'm going to put it there. I don't really have space anywhere else besides down here. And if I wanted to make a huge cobblestone farm, I could put one down here. I really don't need it to be that big, to be perfectly honest. So that's, yeah, that's phase 2. Phase 3 is figuring out what phase 3 is. I'm not really sure. Phase 3 might be finished decorating out there. I don't know. I'm just glad phase 1 is mostly done. We just got a couple other things we got to do. Oh my gosh, people, this is almost done. Eggs actually came over and helped me out for like an hour or two. It was an absolute blast, great conversation. He's going to be releasing a video, if it's not out already, pretty soon about that conversation. Just go check out his channels, please. Eggs98. The guy is just, I've said this once, I've said this 1,000 times. He's a good egg. Anyways, he came over and he helped me out with a whole bunch of stuff here. As you can see, we've got our pulse timers on. They're going every 15 seconds. And then on each one of these clutches, we have a redstone link. And I'll show you what's going on in the back here in a second. And then this is just completely new. It's completely different. Eggs helped me rebuild this, and it makes so much more sense. He's so wonderful. And there he goes. So like I said, over here we have our clutch, and then we have a redstone link on it. And when I go around back here, those of you who are redstone inclined are going to understand this a little bit, and those of you who aren't, buckle up. Anyways, anytime something goes in one of these barrels, for example, I'm going to do this one because I took the andesite funnel off, so nothing's going to come out of it. I'll actually put it back on there. There is a comparator right behind the barrel, and it's going to power this block, which shuts off this torch, powers this, or depowers this, which turns on this torch. When this torch turns on, this redstone link turns on, which is this one right here, okay? And this one is the redstone link that turns off the clutch, right? It sets it to not powered, Okay, and that is actually going into a pulse extender, so even when that barrel's empty, that's going to be on for about 10 seconds. I might have to extend this. Anyways, the other thing that happens is when this torch turns on, we get another pulse extender that goes into this block, where this torch turns off, and then this turns off, and that's going to happen for another 10 seconds. And the reason that's so delayed is if I were to do it immediately, right when the last item left, this would stop working, right? It wouldn't smash anything else. So I've got it on for another 10 seconds, which as you can see is a long time and should give enough time for everything to get through. And that's the same for most of the things. I've got this for the packing stuff. I've got it for the mixer, the water mixer, which I haven't put the water in yet, the blaze burner, the crushing wheels. And then back over here, it's a little bit different just because we didn't have to deal with the curvature of Foxy's tunnel. So this one is just comparator coming out of the barrel, goes into a pulse extender for 10 seconds. This torch is always on, so the actual redstone link that connects to the machine itself is just always on, so the machine's not on. And then this triggers the whole system to turn on for 10 seconds, because this is going to power this block, depowers the torch, which depowers this for 10 seconds, and it powers this, which powers the whole system for 10 seconds. And the only other thing that's different is Eggs put all this in, and it makes sense, don't worry. Essentially, this is coming from the gears that are all going through here, the shafts and all that sort of stuff. It's coming over here, so when an item gets into one of these barrels, comparator comes out, and it is on top of this fan here, right? Comparator comes out, turns this on for a minute, which is doing the same sort of thing the other stuff is doing, except it's just turning the whole system on because this here is on top of this clutch, so it's going to become depowered and this system will work for a minute. And I had to set it for a minute so that way something could smelt, like a whole thing could smelt, and I hope a minute is enough. I haven't actually tested it yet. Let's put this funnel back on here before I forget. But all in all, that is this almost completely done. There's only a couple other things that I need to do here. For starters, I need to get a mechanical arm on here and I'm gonna put a whole bunch of like charcoal in a barrel that's going onto a depot and just have the arm pick up a piece and put it in here. And as long as this is on, the arm should be able to put something in here if it needs to. So I don't need to do any crazy redstone link stuff with that. And then the only other thing is, if you can see this packager here, I need a frog that is going to put stuff into this deployer, right? So for example, if I'm going to use this deployer to make andesite casing, I need to send the andesite alloy first to this, and then the stripped logs to this, so that way this thing already has andesite alloy in it in order to deploy onto the logs, right? And this is all connected, so New York Telephone, it should be good. So all I gotta do is get a frog, give it a name, and then add it to the system. And then the hard part's gonna be remembering stuff. So we'll call this one Throg Poke Ingredients. And I gotta remember, if I'm gonna use Throg Poke, I gotta send the ingredients first to that. And I also got to add it to this clipboard, and I should be able to just put it there, and now it should be in the list. Yeah, Throg Poke Ingredients, great. So for example, if I send something there, let's do just one copper ingot, and then I send another one to Throg Poke, I should get a copper casing out of that. And that was running. I didn't check to see how many copper casings that I had. Oh, it might still be in here. It is! Look at that! And then it should... There it goes! Oh my gosh, awesome! So cool. Okay. Don't get too excited, but I'm actually really excited. Oh, that is fantastic. So I just got to remember, I got to send the exact amount of ingredients here that I want to make. Oh, that is so dope. So perfect example here. Let's say I want to make a mechanical arm, right? And the only thing I'm missing is brass sheets. So I can come up here and I go 1, 2, 3, and I can send those off to Throg Press. And then in about 15-ish seconds, I should have 3 brass sheets. And I just heard the package come in, so if we just go down over here, look at that, 3 brass sheets. Okay, hang on. Okay, mechanical arm, and oh my gosh, this is the greatest system ever. Let me try that again. Mechanical arm, boom, and then I gotta just remember to do this, send, fantastic. I made a little cobblestone farm, but it's got some issues. It's kind of spilling all over the place. I think it's because it's making stone and not cobblestone. So that's a super easy fix. I'm not too worried about that. I'll just pick all that up, and I want to keep one in my pocket. And then back here, I have a little redstone link on it as well. Now, how am I going to have this thing shut off when I have enough cobblestone? And that's where this little factory gauge in my pocket is going to come in handy. If we head back up into our storage, ta-da, look at this guy here. And I've got this factory gauge linked to all of these vaults here, and I put that on there, and I'm going to put cobblestone in there, and you can see we have over 9,000 cobblestone. And then we're going to set this here with a bed and some cobblestone, and that is going to link downstairs. Now, I want to set this to however many stacks, and I think I just want a shulker box full of it, and we have 149 stacks, so, you know, that's a lot. Anyways, what I want to do is add a new connection, click on this, and now the cobblestone farm, because those are linked together, and I have over 27 stacks, the whole cobblestone farm should have shut off. And there go that. Shut off. Now, I don't want to do too much automation just because it's kind of unnecessary, you know what I mean? Especially with all the things that we have around. I don't want this place running all the time, you know? But I do want to just play around a little bit, I gotta be honest. So I think what I might do is I might try and get some, I don't know, iron nuggets maybe? So for example, if I send a cobblestone off to the crusher, we'll get gravel, and then I can send that over to the washer, which would get us some flint and some iron nuggets. Now, I'm not entirely sure how all of this works. So I think what I need is some gravel, and then I think I do this. So we're gonna get gravel here, iron nuggets, and flint. And then I can also, on that, do this, which will then get us some iron nuggets. Now, I think I just have to set this to however many I want. I don't know, 9 stacks of nuggets? I'm not entirely sure. And I'm just gonna do this backwards, I think. So I have to add a connection here. So we're making iron nuggets to create this, but I don't know how to do that. Oh, okay, so this recipe is in Throg Pack? Oh, I have that backwards. Oh, okay. How do I clear this connection? Okay, let's try again. So do I do this, connect to here? Ah, yes, okay. So it's missing a target address. So if we go Throg Pack and hit OK, that's going to send our things down, and we should get another iron ingot out of that. So we have 68. Oh, okay, and I got to stick that up to 9. So now 9 are going to do the thing. So I should have 69 ingots. Heck yeah, very cool. And if I wanted to, I could even put that into whatever the heck they're called there. So anyways, this, we need to, the stacks amount, it doesn't matter to me. Okay, let's go here. We'll add a new connection to there, and then we need to add a new connection to there. And I think I'm doing this right. If I were to send 16 gravel, I should get 2 of these, and that's gonna go from the Throg Wash, I'm pretty sure. Oh, no target amount set. I would just, I guess a stack. I don't really need more than a stack. And then this one is coming from here, and this is Throg Crush, and I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. So if I go downstairs now, we should have the washer and the crusher working. Crusher's not working. The washer is. So why is the crusher not working? How come nothing's going into Throg Crush? Oh, because we don't need to, because we have enough. Oh, I just want to sneak in here. How many do we have? Not that many. And if I go in here, we have 34 promises. 38 promises. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that might get out of hand kind of quick, but that's okay. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. You shouldn't be worried either. And then at some point, once we start to get nuggets, they will immediately get sent out to make, once we have 9 of them, it'll immediately get sent out to get iron ingots. So we should see that come up here pretty soon. Yeah, there it goes, which 25, 16, 7. Awesome, cool. So then those will get sent downstairs, and those are getting sent in here. All right, cool. So that should send another set in. Awesome. And now that it's only sending 9, I'm just going to clear that basin out. Okay, so in the same vein, we should be able to go down here and make sand, right? If I do this and do another connection to here, and then that would expect it, I think it's 1-to-1, right? Yeah, so it is 1-to-1 for sand, which is also going to make us some flint as well as a little bit of clay, and I would like 9 stacks of sand. Fantastic. And then that sand we can actually use to do multiple things. For example, if we blast it, we can get glass. If we haunt it, we'll get soul sand. And if we wash it, we'll get clay balls. And the clay balls I'm not entirely worried about, but I would like the other 2. I want to make sure that we have glass and soul sand. All right, so we've got glass, we have soul sand, and then the soul sand is going to give us quartz and nuggets. Oh my gosh, look at how convoluted this is. Now, obviously, I could make this look a little bit better, but this is what we've got so far. So this all stems from cobblestone, and we've got the machine shut off now, and I actually fixed the farm. You just have to put cobblestone in here when you build the whole thing, right? So just put a line of cobblestone, and then you can put your drills, and then your lava, and then it will just go down here. As long as there's cobblestone starting, you'll be good to go. So anyways, we've got, 9 stacks of gravel, which is fantastic. We've got over 1 stack of nuggets, which is good. We got 9 stacks of ingots. We've got 9 stacks of nether quartz and all of this sort of stuff. And I'm also making andesite, which we have enough of. And right now I am making andesite alloy, which is incredible. Now from here, I'm not entirely sure how much more automation I'd like to get. I think I want to just make a tiny little list of things that I'm like almost always going to need, right? Like this is perfect. Andesite, always going to need it. Andesite alloy, always going to need it, right? And just have a bit on hand all the time. Just a bit, just in case we need some stuff. Now, I might do something like 27 stacks of glass, so that way we have an entire shulker box of it, just in case we need it. But again, I also don't really know if we need that much. I'm not entirely sure. So I'm going to make a list of things that I just feel like we're going to kind of always want on hand. And we'll go from there. Hey, the world is our oyster. You know what I mean? Like we could even take this and now use it to make casings. Like we can make, always have 3 stacks of casings on hand once I get the wood hooked up. And I feel like that's what I want to do next. I don't think I want to make this entire thing a wood farm, but I might stick 2 of these spinny farms down in here, maybe 3 of them. And then, I don't know. Like, there's so many options. I don't know what to do. Well, next on our list, I want to make a little bit of builder's tea, and I'd like to do this over here, and I gotta be honest, I don't really know how much I'm gonna need a ton of this. Let's put a little scaffolding down, and I'm kind of mocking this up in real time, so, bear with me, people. So, for the builder's tea itself, we need milk, water, and leaves. So the leaves, I think we're going to do kind of the same way that we've done over here. We're just going to have a packager and a frog port. The frog is going to be connected to this, asking for leaves, and it's just going to roll across a conveyor belt. It's going to get mixed in a mixer. Kind of all the normal stuff. We're going to have the clutch there with the redstone link and all that. Yada, yada, yada. Oh, no, this is totally not wrong. This is absolutely not what we need. This is going to make liquid tea. This is not going to make the tea stuff that we want. Goodness gracious. Okay, I have to rethink this. Give me just a minute. All right, this is gonna require a lot of space, and I mean a lot of space, because I need leaves to go in, I need milk and water to go in, and I need a pipe to come out of it. So I'm gonna have to, I don't even know if this is gonna fit here, to be perfectly honest, especially with having this as the input. We might have to make the tea downstairs. Could make it maybe over here, because I kind of want to use this space for some other farmy-like things, but let me do some thinking. I'll get back to you guys. Okay, I think I got it this time. So essentially what's happening, we have the tank here that's going to hold the milk. We got the cow that's, the milk's going to come from. We have a deployer with a bucket, and we have this whole crazy shenanigans set up. So deployer's going to poke the cow with the bucket. We're going to get milk. This is only allowing milk buckets out, so when it comes out, it's going to drain into here. The regular power is going to suck all the milk out and put it into this fluid tank, and then it's going to roll, the bucket, empty bucket, is going to roll over onto this depot, get sucked onto this depot, sucked onto that depot, sucked onto that depot, and then sucked out into the chute, and the empty bucket's going to go back into the deployer. Rinse and repeat. Now, I have set up back here. It's kind of hard to see. Maybe we free cam this one. Yeah, let's free cam this one. So I have a threshold switch that's looking at this tank, and if it's not full enough, the threshold switch will not give out power, which is perfect because we don't want the clutch to be powered if this isn't full enough. And then I have this inverted with the exact same measurements. So if this is not full enough, this is powered. And essentially what that's going to do is power this thing to turn off this clutch, right? So that way we get power over there. And I can show you, the reason it's not working right now is because I didn't put the other redstone thingy in. Hang on just a second. Now, if I put this redstone link in, everything should start firing, and bam. So we get milk, bucket goes boop, 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 comes back out, and we get milk again. That's a little unfortunate that it turns on the entire system over here as well, but it's really just belts, so I'm not super worried about it. So this is going to fill up and fill up and fill up until it gets about 30 buckets worth of milk, and then it will shut off. It will stop. But I love. Hang on, I gotta freak in this. I love watching the little bucket go around. Boop boop boop. Boop boop boop. It's so good. So this gives us way more room in order to actually make the tea itself. And the tea I think I'm going to make in around about this spot. I think we'll start it over here, so it'll come out to about here, and then it'll swing around this way. So we have the milk coming from here, going into a basin. We have water coming from over here, going into a basin, and then we actually have the tea coming out and going to a tank that's going to be sitting about here-ish. And then it's going to be deployed onto, it's going to be spouted into glass bottles, which will come out about this way, and then a frog will spit out the bottles over here. So enough yapping, let's get to it. I just gotta find exactly where I want everything to be now. Good news, everyone. I just finished a 5-hour stream. 5 hours, oh my gosh, actually, a time of recording. Today's my birthday. And we did so much. We got so much done. It's absolutely incredible. It was so much fun. Oh my gosh. Thanks for everybody that showed up. Don't forget, I have a second channel where I throw all of my VODs. I'll go ahead and throw that up on the screen right now. And you can follow me on Twitch at https://twitch.tv/throwlash_. Links in the description, on the screen, all that's normal stuff. Yeah, but we got a lot of stuff done on stream. We got this. This isn't it, but this is most of it. I went out to the end and I did a whole ton of end raiding. Just, ooh, gosh, I hit so many cities, and I've got these 3 elytra and then another pair in here. So I got 4 backup elytra, which is fantastic. I had some gold, some other stuff. And then I also got all of this stuff in the end. And then we went to the nether, and we've got a netherite upgrade smithing template. And I actually have 2 of them. One I'm going to give to Eggs because he is in need. And I got a beacon. And the beacon took for friggin' ever. Absolutely forever. If I head down to Wither Skeletons, I almost killed 100 of them, and I got 3 skulls. Like, what are the odds there? But we got one other thing, and it's this. Ooh, look at how fast I am sneaking now. Oh my gosh. So, Swift Sneak 3 is just, it's so good. It's so good. And that's not all, folks. That's not all. I also did this, and it's horrendously ugly. It looks absolutely atrocious. Oh my gosh. All right, why are you on? This whole system keeps bugging out, and I don't know what is going on with it. This one, it's the mixer. Why is the mixer lit up? Oh, you're trying to send, I thought I fixed that. Goodness gracious. Apparently I have not. I wish to reset all settings. Reset all the settings on that. I don't want that to be a thing anymore. Ugh, so frustrating. So I'm a big dumb idiot, and I did the cobblestone and all that sort of stuff wrong. So now this thing just continuously thinks, what are we making now? What are you doing? Oh, you're making andesite alloy. All right. I mean, I'll let you do that. That's fine, I guess. Okay, that's shut off now. Good. All right, that's gonna make, oh my gosh. That's why my soul sand kept running out. So for some reason, this system kept thinking that my soul sand was running out, and I was like, why? No, it's not. It's not running out. Knock it off. Turns out it absolutely was. It absolutely was running out. Whoopsie doozles. Yeah, my bad. So we're good now. Everything's cool now. So my issue was I thought that cobblestone and diorite made andesite, and it's cobblestone and diorite makes sorry, I'm really tired. I thought cobblestone and quartz made andesite, but it's cobblestone and quartz makes diorite, and then diorite and cobblestone makes andesite. So whoopsies, it's my bad. I'll go ahead and fix that at some point. Today's not that day. But what I would like to do now is I would like to apply these smithing templates to my armor. I don't think it's gonna be that terrible. Oh, you know what I don't have? I can't do that. I don't have any netherite. So I think what we'll do instead is we're gonna take our boring machine. It's gonna be a little boring, but that's okay. And we're just gonna head into the nether, and we're gonna go get as much netherite as we possibly can. All right, after all that, I think this is the recipe? Is that right? I think so? All right, cool. Yeah, that's totally the recipe. Hey, I know what I'm doing, I swear, folks. Now, the only thing that sucks about this is I need an entire netherite block for the builder's jetpack. I would really, really like one of these, but that would require, what, 3 more pieces of netherite? Ugh, is that worth waiting for? And then also worth doing all our gear, not doing our gear? Ugh. Okay, I think what I'm gonna end up doing is we're gonna do our silk touch pick, our shovel, and I think our armor as netherite. And the other stuff we can wait on because I don't really use these two nearly as much. so I think those can wait. And I get cover me with debris when I do the entire armor set, don't I? Yeah, a full suit of netherite armor. You know what? That can wait. That can wait. I'm not gonna do that just yet. So now I need, what, 6, 7, 8? I need 8 more pieces of debris, or 8 more netherite ingots, excuse me, which is what, another 32. It's another 32 pieces of ancient debris. Oh my gosh, it's such a pain. And there we go. I'm a little more prepared for the next time we do this. I got a little fire resistance potion, which is going to help us out immensely. I don't think I want to go back to the nether today. I'm kind of nethered out. So let's finish some more project, huh? And by finish more project, unfortunately, what I mean is we are out of time today for this episode. My sincerest apologies, folks. We didn't get to everything that I wanted to, but hey, that seems to be happening. Look at me in my fancy new armor. Isn't that fantastic? But we accomplished so much. We accomplished so much in this episode. Huge shout out to Eggs, as well as everybody in my live stream for my birthday and my 10,000 subscribers. Ladies and gentlemen, holy moly. 10,000 subs. Isn't that absolutely insane? Thank you so much, everybody, for your support. It really does mean the world to me. I appreciate it so much. But I'm gonna have to work on all the other stuff. As you can see, I got rid of the tree farm. I'm gonna have to work on all the other stuff later. I'll do it between episodes or maybe a little bit next episode. But anyways, folks, what I do want to say is a huge shout out and thank you to all of my patrons and YouTube members. Thank you so much for your support. I really do sincerely appreciate it a lot. And I also released my schematics. There are schematics for multiple different things that are now available on my Discord to any supporters and patron or YouTube or even Twitch subscribers. There is a little section in Discord if you're a supporter that you get access to, and you get access to a couple schematics like my giant dual windmill or the tea shop or the floating bus, maybe my hab unit if you're interested in that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much to all my patrons and YouTube members who should be on the screen right now. And until next time, my name is Thrillash. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that crazy nonsense, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye!